Hello, could you all hear me okay?
Yes.
So Gladys, have you let everyone in?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, well, welcome everyone. Welcome to our second annual, now this is the second annual virtual undergraduate research unveiling. We have done a number of them in person, but of course we all had to pivot to doing everything online, and it happened just in the months leading up to when we would have done this in person. So you won't get the lemonade and refreshments that you'd normally get, but hopefully it'll still be every bit as fulfilling. So we're happy to see a few dozen of you here. For those unable to join us, maybe friends and family, we will be recording this session. So the recording will be posted on the journal website at engageucr.edu. I'd first like to welcome Chancellor Wilcox to say a few words.
Thanks. Great to see everybody. It is, Morris knows, I love the refreshments. I can even show you my favorite cookies on the platter. So sorry about that, folks. But it's great to see everybody. And I just want to say thanks. I want to say thanks to the editorial board, of course, to the faculty mentors, to the reviewers, to everybody who made this possible. This pandemic has been a lot of things, but for me, it's been a time to reflect on information. We're blessed in the 21st century with all the sources of information we have. And yes, some are biased. You know, you got Wall Street Journal and Fox News on different sides of this. That's been the case forever. You know, if you go back and read the history of the revolution of the United States, there were papers that just had one perspective, that's always been the case. Today, there are so many sources, it's hard to know whose bias you're reading at times. One of the great things about the world of scientific publishing is we have a very well accepted and robust methodology for assuring the veracity of what it is we're disseminating. This whole process of developing information and then vetting it thoroughly so that we can trust it is essential to science, of course, and research, but essential to our culture. And I'm just grateful to all of you for helping with that process. What you have done is a step in the right direction in terms of expanding knowledge that is reliable and trustworthy. But I also applaud you for your interest in being part of this important system. No doubt the skills you've gained this last year or two, for some of you, I see some faces, is going to serve you well and serve all of us well for a long time. So thanks to everybody who's been part of this, but I really do appreciate what you are doing on behalf of a world that needs more reassurance about information. So congratulations. Wish I had a cookie.
All right, we'll try to get you one with Grubhub or something like that. So I'd now like to introduce Vice Provost and Dean Jennifer Brown to say a few remarks.
Thank you. And as I think about the chancellor who says that I wish I have a cookie, I think about the insomniac cookies that deliver. So, you know, I echo Morris's sentiments. Grubhub or something, we'll get something to you. Well, good afternoon and welcome everyone. I echo as well the sentiments of our chancellor. Huge and special thank you to the student editorial board, the faculty advisory board, and the staff of student engagement who all worked so hard to make this possible. I also want to applaud the scholars, faculty members, not only for the innovative research, but also for your tenacity during this time. And it's no secret that the last year and a half has been ripe with adversity, pandemic related or otherwise, but you didn't let that stop you. So university leaders are proud of your work and your individual strengths and resiliency. I want you to know that we are proud. We know that your work is important. And I just want to thank you again for your continued work. We look forward to learning what queries you will tackle next. So thank you.
Thank you, Dean Brown. I'd next like to introduce Gladys Herrera-Bergowitz.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. The publication of the Undergraduate Research Journal is a team effort, as has been mentioned. There's a faculty advisory board, there's a student editorial board, and the editorial team. Everyone shares an important role in the publication of the journal. This is our 15th year of publishing the journal, and I've been a part of most of those 15 years. And each year, I am so impressed by the dedication and commitment to excellence demonstrated by the entire team. The success of the journal is really driven by the Student Editorial Board. The students who lead this are true leaders. They take strong responsibility in ensuring the success of the journal, beginning with doing outreach to their colleges. They are the machine that really drive it. They are staying up late at night, reviewing articles, making sure that the process is moving forward, troubleshooting. So again, I commend our editors for their commitment to this journal. The student editors, again, are involved in every aspect. They are involved in the publication and also in reviewing the articles. This year, we received 12 articles, and they coordinated the review of the 9 that were selected. So again, I want to commend the editors for devoting countless hours and energy to the journal. I want to thank every member of the Student Editorial Board for their time and expertise. Now I would like to introduce to you the editors. Ethan Tanchoko, co-editor-in-chief, majoring in microbiology. Shiva Patel, co-editor-in-chief, majoring in biology and minoring in Spanish. Carolina Munoz, associate editor, majoring in English and a minor in education. Jacob Abriz, associate editor, majoring in Germanic studies, history, and literature and languages. Courtney Maltone, copy editor, majoring in biology. Neva Manchanda, copy editor, majoring in psychology. I now want to invite our co-editor-in-chief, Ethan Tanchoko, to say a few words about this year's journal.
Thank you, Gladys. So on behalf of the co-editors and the Student Editorial Board, we're very excited to welcome you to the 15th Annual Undergraduate Research Journal Unveiling Ceremony. During these unprecedented times, we are extremely proud and grateful for an amazing team of faculty and students who work tirelessly and collectively to meet deadlines. Despite operating in an entirely online environment, of course. Times like these highlight how UCR students and faculty respond to adversity, rising up to challenges with teamwork, adaptability, resilience, and hard work. I'd like to take a moment to personally congratulate all the authors here today for being selective to have your work published in this year's journal. Publishing in a journal is no easy feat, and doing so during a time unconducive to performing undergraduate research is all the more impressive. Congratulations on this amazing accomplishment, and I hope that this will be the first of many publications in your career. To all the faculty mentors, thank you for your tireless efforts in guiding your students through the twists and turns of the research development and publication processes. Your support of undergraduate research is always greatly appreciated, and overall, navigating the journal remotely has certainly been a challenge, but the commitment and perseverance of everyone is what allowed the journal to continue despite the difficulties of times such as these. This being said, I would like to turn things over to Shiva Patel, our other co-editor-in-chief, to share with you the history of the journal.
All righty, thank you so much, Ethan. We can get started with the benefits of undergraduate research. So coming in first, we are at the forefront of discovery. Students are able to explore the fascinating world of research as they are pushing the boundaries of it. Second is exposure. Students are able to learn about new disciplines, ideas, and professions. Third would be hands-on learning. They're able to develop skills by conducting these experiments. And fourth is networking. They're able to meet and connect with a whole host of faculty and graduate students. Fifth is publish, which is where we come in. So they have the opportunity to publish their research with us and be able to go through that process and be able to learn more about it. And sixth are further opportunities. There's scholarships, fellowships, summer programs, and graduate schools. All right, and a little bit about the history of the Undergraduate Research Journal. So we were established in 2007, and this would be our 15th volume. We are a multidisciplinary journal. We do have a campus-wide call for submissions, and we really emphasize and try to bring that diversity to this journal. As such, we are selective. We like to showcase the best of research and art on campus, and our authors are a great representation of the amazing research that we do here. And lastly, we are an undergraduate research journal, meaning that it is written and revised by undergraduates with faculty supervision. And a little bit about the history in terms of numbers, because we all like a little bit of numbers. So these are our publications throughout the years, broken down by the colleges. We have BCOE, we have CHAS, we have CNAS and SOBA. In total, we have had 38 articles published from the College of Engineering, 86 published from the College of Humanities, 46 published from the College of Natural and Agricultural Sciences, and 1 from SOBA. This year, we have had 12 articles submitted and 9 of these articles published, contributing to the total numbers. And now these are a couple, cover arts in the past, and we will be revealing the 15th edition at the end of the ceremony. All right, and lastly, I would like to thank our leadership team, the associate editors, Carolina Munoz and Jacob Abriz, and the copy editors, Courtney Moulton and Niva Menchanda, for your hard work and diligence throughout the editing process. Your contributions have been instrumental to the completion and success of this journal. Next, I would like to say thank you to the Faculty Advisory Board and Student Editorial Board members for their countless hours spent on Zoom calls, reviewing papers, and making meaningful suggestions. Without your diligence and enthusiasm, this whole process would have been very complicated. I really appreciate all your hard work and attention to detail during the editing process. Your time and efforts were extremely appreciated, and without you, this journal would not have come together. I'd like to personally thank, on behalf of me and Ethan, Gladys Herrera-Berkowitz, our lead advisor, for her support and guidance, Dr. Jennifer Kavetsky, Writing Center Coordinator at the Academic Resource Center, for her support in assisting the authors in editing their articles, the student engagement team, Dr. Thomas Dixon and Lisa Des Hardines, for their help in providing graphic design work for the journal. Lastly, I'd like to thank Dr. Maduro, Chair of the Faculty Advisory Board, for all his time and dedication towards overseeing the success of this journal. So please welcome Dr. Maduro.
Thank you. It is my pleasure to unveil our 15th volume of UCR's Undergraduate Research Journal, and to introduce you to our outstanding Student Editorial Board, our exceptionally helpful Faculty Advisory Board, and the editorial team. This journal gives our undergraduate students a wonderful opportunity to present their faculty-mentored research, scholarship, and creative work in a published form. And of course, it fills that critical need of having them get a first author publication rather than have to wait maybe a couple years for it to become part of something larger where their efforts might get diluted. And so with the journal, the students can write about their research, get first author credit, publish before the end of the academic year, and also gain the experience of seeing their manuscript go through a peer review and publication process, just like a standard research journal. And for many of our top students, this is their first peer-reviewed publication, and we're very proud of that. And we hope there will be many more, of course. So accepted articles published in this issue and will be available, and all prior issues can also be now downloaded from UCR's website. All right, so we have a total of 10 authors. 9 are from CHAS, 1's from BCOE and CNAS, and this represents the output of 12 submissions and 9 accepted articles. All right, so this is the part where I get to really quickly read the authors and the titles and the research faculty mentors. Okay, here we go. In the journal, this 15th issue, we have Psychological Experiences with Gambling, author Alvin Josh Zafra, and faculty mentor Dr. Kate Sweeney from Psychology. We have Virus Discovery in Winter-Growing Perennial Plants of Southern California Sage Scrub Habitat, author Amani Hello, faculty mentor Dr. Carrie Mock in Entomology, and graduate mentor Tessa Shates. 2 down, 7 to go. We have Well-Being in the Age of COVID-19, the Role of Social Distancing, authors Darian Dick, Idalis Rivera Ramirez, faculty mentor Dr. Kate Sweeney in Psychology, and graduate mentor Dr. Sneha Hirolkar. We have Acculturation and its Implications for the Academic Achievement and Subjective Well-Being of East Asian International Students, author Jeremy Aquino, faculty mentor Dr. Cecilia Chung in Psychology, graduate mentors Pamela Scheffler and Yina Kyung. We have Neuroticism Predicts Increased Sensitivity in Identifying Negative Facial Affect in Young Adults, author Julia Hopkins, faculty mentor Dr. Kalina Mikalska in Psychology, with 2 graduate mentors, Chelsea Beals and Dana Glenn. Generational Status and Academic Performance, author Julie Salama, faculty mentor Dr. Carolyn Murray in psychology, and graduate mentor Kaylin Horton. Beyond an OSN post, looking at emotional valence and request of support and information, author Megan Aguilar, faculty mentor Dr. Megan Robbins in psychology, graduate mentor Monica Beals. What does your musical instrument say about you? Analyzing musical instrument preference and the Big Five personality traits, author Morgan Waterman, faculty mentor David Funder, Dr. David Funder in psychology. And finally, we have Skeptics and Believers, examining the role of extroversion and skepticism in paranormal beliefs, author Niva Manchanda and faculty mentor Dr. Kurt Burgess in psychology. I'm happy to have gotten through all of that without making any huge mistakes. I would also like to recognize the substantial work that the Student Editorial Board has contributed to the journal. You've already met some of them. Of course, you know Shiva Patel, Ethan Tanchoko, Niva Manchanda, also an author, Courtney Moulton, Carolina Munoz, Jacob Abriz, Alexander Brinkley, Alice Jadley Koga, Susan Nguyen, Farzaneh Talebi Liazi, Jennifer Lay, Jordan Soma, Julia Hopkins, also an author, Kelsey Rosales Torres, Laura Rush Myra Flores Mendez, and Cheyenne Syed. The board worked with intensity and performed rigorous reviews of the submitted articles. I know, as I was one of the faculty mentors for it, and these kids pick through the articles with a fine-tooth comb. And we thank each of you for your contributions to this year's journal. And of course, you've already heard from them. We have to thank Vice Provost and Dean for Undergraduate Education, Dr. Jennifer Brown, for promoting undergraduate research through this publication and other campus venues, and providing the resources that made the publications possible. I would like to thank Gladys Herrera-Berkowitz for serving as a partner in troubleshooting and supporting the editors, really the nucleus of the whole outfit, to ensure that the journal process moves smoothly. And of course, I would like to thank Chancellor Kim Wilcox for his support for undergraduate research and for being here today to recognize the work of the student authors, faculty mentors, and student editorial board members, and the faculty advisory board members. And finally, I would like to thank each of you for your continued support of our undergraduate research students. So we have on our executive committee for undergraduate research, we have Dr. Alicia Arison, Dr. Jennifer Brown, Dr. Anil Dialalikar, Dr. Thomas Dixon, Dr. Thomas Kramer, Dr. Connie Nugent, Dr. Marco Princivac, and Dr. Louis Rodriguez. And also our faculty advisory board from multiple departments. You've already heard many of their names. Dr. Andrea Denny Brown, Dr. Carolyn Murray, Dr. Catherine Larson, Elizabeth Davis, Dr. Erica Heinrich, Iskwi Kaloshin, they all have PhDs. James Tobias, John Briggs, Jonathan Ecott, Josh Morgan, Len Mueller, Matthew King, Monica Carson, myself, Rushui Yan, Voris Nunley, Weiwei Zhang, Wendy Saltzman, Will Grover, and Xiaoping Hu. All of them have PhDs, just saving some time. So please join me in thanking the Faculty Advisory Board for their support. You see, if we were in person, you'd be enjoying the lemonade and cookies and you'd be applauding every time I ask for these things. So I'm assuming you're applauding in your mind. Okay. So I'd also like to thank, do I have another slide to read off? There we go. The Undergraduate Education Editorial team that helped us put this thing together. Shiva Patel, of course, Ethan Chanchoko, Jennifer Kavetsky, Lisa Desjardins, Gladys Herrera-Berkowitz, and Stacy Schweitzer. Thank you all as well for your contributions. And I wish to recognize these folks' excellent work in overseeing the organizational part of the publication, including copy editing, spell checking, typesetting, all under time constraints because we want students to have these publications before they leave the campus, and for their administrative and editorial assistance. And now I introduce back Ethan and Shiva, who have some more to say. Is that right?
Yes, correct. So I just wanted to come in and say, overall, it has been a really rewarding experience being part of the Undergraduate Research Journal Student Editorial Board this past year as your co-editor-in-chief. However, it's time for us to pass the torch, and I would like to announce next year's leadership team. Each individual was chosen for their enthusiasm, experience, and of course, work ethic.
Alrighty, so our 2021 to 2022 student editorial board members are Cheyenne Saeed, co-editor-in-chief, Preeti Sivakumar, co-editor-in-chief, Joshua Wong, our internal associate editor-in-chief, Ronit Kravidi, external associate editor-in-chief, Alexandra Samawi, copy editor, Susan Nguyen, copy editor, Farzaneh Talibi Liazi, Justin Berzacciello, Kelsey Rosales Torres, Morgan Elizabeth Makaraya Nader, Rashid Saeed, Ridwan Saeed, Sophia Gandaria, Sagar Singhal. I thank everyone for joining us today and celebrating the unveiling of the 2020 to 2021 Undergraduate Research Journal. And now to reveal the cover of our 15th edition with a photo from Stan Lim, the photography manager at UCR Communications Department. If I can get a drum roll, I can just do it too. And now click to slide 19. All righty, yay! You don't want to go ahead?
Yes. So first of all, we wanted to say that the title for the cover is A Re-Emerging Light. And so Shiva and I would like to share a brief description of our inspiration in choosing this image. So 1 year ago, all normal functions in the world came to a startling halt, undergraduate research being no exception. The students walking within an empty UCR campus serve as a reminder of the pandemic and the individuals who are able to navigate research during these difficult times. As the world recovers and returns to a new normal, so too does UCR, persevering against the challenges of COVID-19 under the welcome light of a new day. And so with that, I invite everyone to take a look and explore the journal. The link to the journal is posted in the Zoom chat box, as well as the QR code you see here. And thank you so much for joining us today.
So I'm going to just add something to the end. We have with us the newly appointed Vice Provost of UCR and Executive Vice Chancellor Elizabeth Watkins. And I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but I'm wondering if you might unmute and just say a few words.
Thank you so much. I'm so delighted that you invited me to come to this. You caught me using my phone, getting the QR codes that I would have it on my phone to read, as well as in the chat. This is really exciting for me. Many of you may know that I came from UCSF, where we only had graduate students. And so to see the attention given to undergraduate research just fills me with joy. And the fact that these authors were able to complete this research during this year is just that much more impressive. I'm also impressed by the dedication of the editorial staff for persevering, the faculty and staff who helped them to do it. And this was such a tough year. You all had to get through classes, both teaching and taking classes. And the fact that you were able to do this on top of it just speaks volumes about your dedication to each other. And as the Chancellor said, to the importance of peer-reviewed research. So thank you for having me here. I can't wait to read the articles.
Thank you so much. I think that's it. Are we done? I think we are. How about that? Vice Provost Watkins got the last word. Nice.
And so I believe at this point we would, hang around and have some refreshments and cookies. But unfortunately, that's not possible. So we can just enjoy some virtual cookies and refreshments in your mind, of course. But yeah, just wanted to reiterate, thank you so much for all the hard work to everyone.
Thank you. Ethan and I are very proud of this, and we're proud of everybody who contributed. Thank you very much.
Oh, and just to, I guess, to finish it off, if you have the QR code and the journal, feel free to step out.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Thank you all. Good work. Congratulations.
Great job, all you guys. Thanks again.
Yes.
We're going to miss you guys.
Very much so. You guys were fantastic. The whole editorial team and Shiva and Ethan, it was a pleasure working with you this year. Thank you for all of your work.